I think 2024 is going to be the year of like, you have to do this. These are the practical things we figured out, and we're going to start using AI. And if you don't use AI, I'm sure everyone listening to this is already using it at least somewhat. But if you're not using it, you will be left behind. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm.
Hey everyone, this is Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast. Today, we're going to be discussing about increasing your FBA profits with AI, and we're going to be touching on a whole bunch of other topics as well, all with AI. What's the future of AI? What places you can 10x your business with AI, and where does AI fall short when you still need that human being contact? All right, welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast. Like I mentioned on Monday, and I haven't told Kelsey yet, but we're having two draws today for Lunch with Norm. One for the audit from Ritu Java, and then today's guest. And who is today's guest? All right, let's get into it. So like I said, today we are going to be discussing increasing your FBA profits with AI. Our guest is an engineer turned entrepreneur. He's created several multi-million-dollar brands and designed and launched over 100 private label products. He is an FBA AI expert who recently won first place in the seven-figure Seller Summit AI Hackathon. And I got to experience some of his AI when I visited the Titan event in San Diego. It was pretty good. We'll talk about that a bit too. But I'm talking about first-time guest, Andrew Erickson. But before we do that, let's have a word from the sponsor. Facing cash flow challenges with your e-commerce business? Discover Viably, your ultimate financial ally. From real-time sales data integrations to immediate funding access, Viably is here to support you. Plan your growth with their free tool for online sellers and engage with specialists whenever you need. Extend your cash flow with Viably. Enjoy the show. Welcome, Andrew. Where are you?
Hello, Norm. All right. So happy to be here.
Yeah. Have you ever been held at gunpoint over birthday cake?
Just once.
Just once. Okay.
No,
all right.
I'm not as cool as you, Norm. You're the coolest guy ever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Not when I was being held.
Oh my God! You always do. You get into trouble just so you have a good story, right? So,
yeah, that's exactly it. You get into a little bit of trouble just for the newsletter now.
Love it.
So how you been?
Good. Yeah, man, it's been good. I was so happy to share the stage with you in San Diego 2 months ago when you came down here. It was fun. I'm leader coach inside of the Titan network, and we had a conference and about 120 people, so like a nice size, nice intimate group.
Yep.
And we had the conference, and then we had a party on the beach, and then we took a yacht out the next day, and it was super fun.
Yeah. Also, by the way, and we will get into AI, but one of the funniest things that ever happened to me. So I guess I'm on stage. I'm about to present, and all of a sudden I see a couple other people come up on stage, and you've probably seen it in my Facebook group, but everyone has this long gray beard, and you were the one that got everybody to do that. It was hilarious.
There might be a special guest that joins us later that you'll see. It'll be a teaser after the commercial break.
Okay, all right. So I really don't know where to start with this. I guess.
Okay, I tell you another funny anecdote with you, Norm.
Yeah, sure.
So guys, I just want to say Norm seems like a nice guy, and it's not an act. He is a nice guy. He's super fun. He's super amazing person. And here's my anecdote. You should put this in the newsletter. Norm came over to my house after we did the thing, whatever. And he came over while my daughter, who's 3, was napping, and my wife said, "Oh my God, Norm, I bet your daughter will think you're Santa Claus." And I said, "Oh, Norm, can you improv with me for a minute?" And I went and got Santa outfit from my garage, and Norm dressed up with the hat and everything, and then my daughter got to come out, and Santa was just hanging out in the living room with us. He was talking about that for months after.
Oh yeah, that was so fun. And at the very end, I got the big hug. She was a little shy at the beginning, but I got the big hug.
Yeah, so thank you
Oh
for
man.
making a good memory for her.
No problem. No problem at all. Okay, let's talk about AI and Amazon. And probably the first place to start is right back at the very beginning. And we think about product development and product opportunity. Uh, Anything that you can tell us about that?
Yeah, so it's been fun. I got obsessed with AI this last year, and 2023 was the year of the AI takeover, and I think 2023 is the year of AI experiments. Like, let's just try a bunch of stuff. Let's try this. Let's try that. Figure out like, oh, that doesn't work quite as well. Oh, that works fantastic. Let's keep running with it and experiment with it. I think 2024 is going to be the year of like, you have to do this. These are the
Mhm.
practical things we figured out, and we're going to start using AI. And if you don't use AI, I'm sure everyone listening to this is already using it at least somewhat. But if you're not using it, you will be left behind. And one of those examples is product development.
Right.
So far we've now created 2 products that are mostly AI created, and we have a couple of more that are in the works. The biggest thing is, of course, just asking it for inspiration. And so I know a lot of people are audio listeners, but I have a picture that'll be easy. I'll make sure to describe the picture
Sure.
too, so anybody who's an audio listener can hear it. Um, I asked the AI to help us create a brand and then to come up with some new product ideas, and it just did fantastic. And so I am pulling those slides up right now. And we asked it to come up with a brand. We said, what's a passionate audience? And it said, came up with 10 ideas. And we ended up going with pet owners, surprise, very passionate about their pets. And then I said, okay, can you give us a few ideas? Here are the top selling products on Amazon for pets. Give us a few more ideas. And it came up with like these really fun things. And of course, we use this stuff for inspiration. It's the best thing here is that you let the AI do what 50, 80, 90% of the work. And then the
Yep.
humans then do the selection and stuff like that. Right. So can you see my slides, Norm?
Oh yeah, I see it.
Great. And you see Lunch with Norm AI. Okay.
There we go.
Yep. Cool. Alrighty. So the prompt I just used, and it's pretty simple. I think a lot of people have seen this kind of stuff, is give me 12 product ideas for this brand we'd like to sell on Amazon. And our favorite thing that we came up with was, can you hear me okay?
Yep. Perfect.
The favorite thing I came up with was aesthetic pet bowls, designer dog beds, aesthetic pet bowls, and modern dog crates. So we then we took that, like, okay, I like that. We went to the next thing and said, give me more ideas around aesthetic pet bowls. And then we got these things, geometric pet bowls and a floating wall mounted pet bowl. Okay, that sounds kind of cool. I like that idea. Floating wall mounted pet bowl. And if you look on Amazon, elevated pet bowl has a really high demand. Elevate, because I guess there's a lot of dogs that have arthritis in their neck or whatever, and they have a hard time bending all the way down. So elevated works well, and wall mounted is kind of a cool new take on it. And so then we asked the Midjourney, which of course I think most of you guys know, but Midjourney is the image creation tool.
Mhm.
And we came up with these different designs here. Let me just go full, so you kind of go full mode. There we go. Okay, now we can see it better. And using Midjourney, I literally took exactly what the product development, what the comment was from the from ChatGPT, and I put it into Midjourney. I see somebody in the chats asking, what platform did you use? I used ChatGPT, of course, the main AI text app, and then I used Midjourney. And I do have the paid account on both, but they're very cheap. ChatGPT is $20 a month, and Midjourney I think is 10. You get whatever 50 for free, but for $10 a month, you get like a couple of hundred. So
Yeah.
it's very, very affordable. And it came up with these ideas. And they're just like so cool and different and unique. And this is after we generate about 100 images, and these are my top 5 favorite that we can, again, having the AI do 80% of the work, and then the humans come in and do that last kind of 10-20% of the work to do the development. And in the end, I said, okay, let's take the top bowls on Amazon. So if you guys can see here, I'll describe for the audio listeners too. On top here, we have the number one selling bowls on Amazon. Number one selling bowls are doing over 100,000 per month. 100,000 per month. That means over $1 million per year on these products. And I said, let's A/B test this. Let's A/B test this and see how they compare to these 2 designs created by the AI. And 85% of people picked the AI created image, which just blows my mind. I
Huh.
mean, these are the number one things on Amazon, right? And the images or the products that the AI came up with were picked, what are that? 5 out of 6 times they're picked. The AI was picked over the current product on Amazon.
So did you go to PickFu to do it?
I actually so I love PickFu.
Yeah.
I used a service called Prolific, and I love PickFu. PickFu is very easy and quick. But I use a service called Prolific, and I create a Google form survey thing. And Prolific's actually like 10 times cheaper than PickFu. But it's like 3 times harder to set up.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, if I'm just gonna do one quick picture, I do PickFu. But if I want to have like 10, 20 A/B tests, then I'll go with Prolific.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
There you go.
crazy,
Perfect.
by the way. So that's amazing that you were able to do that. I'm wondering, with those the image creation now, could you just generate that with ChatGPT 4?
Yes. Yes,
You
you can.
don't have to go back over to Midjourney. You could just do it right there. So it could
Correct.
be all
Yeah.
in one area. Okay.
Yep. In October, they rolled out image creation with Dolly, and
Let-
it's great. I love it.
yeah, it's all in one place. But you know what? I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but it's IMG Creator. It's and I forget the name of the company they've got a bunch of different AI tools, but I just stumbled on it last month, and it just makes it that much more easier. Just check it out. It's dirt cheap. IMG Creator, and I'm not sure if it's .io, but I just signed up for it, and the differences and the variations that you can get, it's all hooked up. It's they're prompting. I don't know how they do it, but when it goes back to Midjourney or wherever they're getting their images from, it comes up with these very unique images. So check that one out. And Kels, if you want to put that in there, IMG Creator.
I see imgcreator.ai.
That's probably it.
Love it. Nice.
Yeah.
I love it. I love all these new tools that are coming out.
Mhm.
So the other thing we do with product development is we sell toys, and my main brand is we do toys, and we're now coming out with puzzles and other products that have AI images built right into them. And so we're just creating these images. We're using them for inspiration. And one thing, it's worked really, really well. So I have, again, we want to have a blend. We want to blend AI and humans together, right? I think you said in the intro, like, when is AI the best option and when is it not the best option?
Right.
I think AI is the best for inspiration. So I have a graphic designer on staff, right? And so he's a freelancer, but he's like part of the team, right? And it's hard sometimes for me to describe things because I'm like, well, I want the kid to look like this, but not like that, and I want the cow to kind of be more upright, but I don't know. It's like hard to describe things, and then I send it back to him, but he's in the Philippines, so there's kind of that delay, and we go back and forth, and like 3 or 4 interchanges with us will be a week because of the time zone and the change and the whatever, and it's other clients too. And then what I end up doing is just using AI to come up with something that's pretty good. and I'll tell them like, hey, these are good, or these are good enough, or like, hey, I like this image, but can you just tweak it? Like, get rid of that. There's a weird like spot on the person's face. Just like remove that, and then the image is good enough. So anytime you use images on your products and your packaging, I think the AI is a great place to start using that. And again, having AI do 80% of the work, and being good at prompt engineering and knowing how to prompt things to get good images is fantastic. And then also partnering that with a graphic designer that can kind of like make it more perfect.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So now you get it. You've got it down to your focus group. The group says, okay, one of these two. What do you do after that?
So when we do the product development, obviously
Yeah.
we go through sourcing and all that. We source the product, and then we have to launch the product, of course, right?
Oh, what a segue.
And to launch it, we have a 3-part process. We have a 3-pronged attack at launching. Okay, so launch. So we've launched. Like I said, like Norm said in the intro, I've launched over 100 private label products. Most of those are unique designs by me and my team.
Mm-hmm.
And I started on Amazon back in 2016, something like that. You know what's funny, Norm? Sorry to segue or to change it. Brendan Fields, your last interview.
Yeah.
Guess what? He was
What's
my
that?
roommate in college.
Get out of here.
Yeah. I was looking at your archive, and I was like, oh, Brendan Fields. Yeah, he like was literally the room across the hall from my room in my senior year of college. In Boulder,
I could just
Colorado.
imagine the college pranks.
Yeah. That was back when he had hair too.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah. So launching. So myself and my team, we have launched over 100 products. Most of those are designed by us. We have a few design patents on stuff and all that fun stuff, right? Of course, the design process is one part of it, and launching is just as important, or almost as important as creating a new product. So we have a 3-pronged process for launching. And this is AI is going to help in this, but again, these are just proper good processes for Amazon sellers. Those 3 prongs are PPC. Yes, PPC launch. I think most of you guys have all heard the standard PPC launch. Yes, we do that. We spend a lot of money on PPC. Yes, we do you pick, about 15, there's a whole, could talk about that for a couple hours, but really the best way that we do it is we pick 15 keywords to hyper focus on and attack and make sure we get like in the top 10 on those 15 keywords. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's kind of short of it. PPC. Email launch sequence. This is the part where AI helps us. So I have a template that we use for email launch sequence. We have about 10,000 people on our email list and about 10,000 people on Instagram. And now we have a couple thousand on TikTok too. And we have a process. We go through this 4-part email sequence to launch the product, and we sell 50, 100 units, depending on the price point, of course. 20 to 100 units, depending on the price point. We'll sell those many units inside of a week on our email list, and that really supercharges our launch. These are real purchases from real people who really like us. They're not rebates. They're not whatever, paid reviews or whatever. They're just regular people who want our products, and it works very, very well. And I'll share that email sequence with you here in a second. And then the third one, that's a good segue for the next part, is talking to influencers. We're going hard on TikTok right now. Instagram also works well for us too. And I'll show you how we're using AI to help us with influencers.
Okay, very good.
So let me get the launch sequence here. So is this good stuff, Norm? Is this like
This
the
is
kind of stuff
great.
y'all like?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if
Love it.
anybody in the audience has any questions, just let us know. And we will be breaking in about 10 minutes just to tell you
Perfect.
about today's giveaway.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to share my screen, and of course we'll describe it for our audio listeners as well. And here. Okay. Can you see email launch sequence?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we have a 4-part process, 4 parts launch sequence. Very simple. With it's the same sequence, but we use AI to change the sequence every single time. So I call this our $1 million email sequence. It's a teaser. So we tell people, okay, so oh my God, you guys all like us because we send out content and we have great stuff and we have great products and we have great content on our email list. But guess what? We're coming out with something super amazing and exciting next week. So we tease them about a week beforehand. We tease them and say something like, hey guys, we have something exciting coming out next week. Then on launch day, we send out an email that just says, it's here, get it this week. It'll never be this cheap again. So what we do is we set the price to pretty close to break even. It's about break even price. We want to be very, very competitive, basically matched for the lowest price on the market. We like to come out with premium products. So I think we're kind of like the best quality at basically the lowest price on the market. And so it's stupid for them to not buy it this week. And that's a promise that we make. That's one of our marketing promises. If you're on our email list and you get this launch day email, you will never be able to buy this for cheaper than on launch day, including Black Friday, lightning deals, all that stuff, right? That launch week it's about a week. We usually do about 4 or 5 days. And now I've gotten to the point where our email list buys so much that we have to stagger our launch day. So we'll send out a third of the emails on Monday, a third of them on Wednesday, and a third of them on Friday. Just because we've actually found the algorithm likes, if we can hit it with 20 or 30 purchases on, let's say 20, let's just say 30 purchases Monday, 30 on Wednesday, and 30 on Friday, it does better for rank than having 90 units purchased on a single day.
Okay. Now
Right?
I do have a question here. So this is based on your list.
Yes.
So if somebody is newer or maybe has 1 or 2 products out there, they might not have a big list. Any thoughts on how you could build that list?
Yeah, list building's tricky, right? There's a lot of like just proper marketing that goes into building a list. The biggest thing, so inserts work really well, and we like to have some sort of offer that works really well. We have ebook style products, ebook style. So again, we sell toys, so we'll have like, here's a free guide or a free activity for your kid that's age appropriate. Right. So if a 10-year-old will have like a 10-year-old activity, like, hey, print this out and it's a free activity that you can hand to your kid. That is a pretty high opt-in rate for us. Right. Whatever your product is, whatever your niche is, you need to offer something of high value. Hopefully it's something free. Free information is the best because hopefully it resonates with your audience. And then of course it's free for you to deliver it. We don't like doing coupons just because we try not to discount too much, but we have our inserts work well, and then we do pop-ups on our website. So pop-up, and there's a couple of places we ask for emails. That works well, and then about a third of our emails come from inserts, a third come from our website, and then a third come from influencers.
Okay.
So we'll partner with people and tell them like, we'll partner with them for launching, which we'll talk about here in a second with influencers. And we also say with the people who we've paid to help us launch products, we'll also tell them like, hey, can you share this free guide that we made on your story and ask people to opt in to our email list? And generally we kind of do it as like we built something for your community. Would you mind sharing it? And that works pretty well. We get about a third of our email list from that strategy.
Okay, very good.
Yeah. But overall, whatever it is, you don't have to have 45,000 emails. If you have a couple of hundred, you're good. If you have over 1,000, you can start this sequence works really well if you have over 1,000 emails. And I know a lot of people always tell me, well, I've never sent an email to my list. I don't know where to get started. Guess what the answer is? Use AI, right? Like just, hey, here's my niche, here's my audience. Create 10 email ideas. Okay, I like number 3 and 7 and 9. Write the full email, and then you're good. Just
You,
send
you,
out
you,
something.
another trick to that too is if you go to AI and you ask for that sequence, you can always say, act as Matt Clark, Jason Katzenbeck, Perry Belcher.
Love it.
And if you do that, you'll be shocked at the differences in the email styles. But first of all, I think the first question is, do you know Jason Katzenbeck or Matt Clark or Charles Livingston? And if they do, then you can tap into that and really get some interesting email sequences. Have you ever done that?
No, that's really smart though. I should definitely do that. No, what we actually here's another fun. I love influencers,
Yeah.
right? Because and what we did is we actually hired an influencer, a woman who just had like a really good content on Instagram. She didn't have a huge following though. It wasn't some like giant like 100,000 follower person. She had 1,500 followers, so really not. I wouldn't even consider that like even a nano influencer. That's kind of like a, I mean, maybe it's a nano. It's a like pico, whatever, like nothing, right? But I could tell she was kind of on the uprise, and so we asked her if she wanted to help us write some emails, and she did great. She loved doing it. We paid her $300. Have been paying her $300 a month
Yep.
to do that, and then I just took all of her emails that she created for us the year before AI existed, so circa 2001, 2002, or 22. And I just put it into the AI and said, here are 15 emails that worked well. Create me 10 more emails that work like this.
Very good. Okay, we are at the bottom of the hour, and if we've got a bunch of people listening right now, so if you are new, we have something called the Wheel of Kelsey, and that's where our guests give away something special. So if you're interested in joining at the top of the hour, we're going to do the Wheel of Kelsey. So to join, it's hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. Tag 2 people, you'll get a second entry. Andrew, what do we got today?
Well, I wanted to give out my, I created a Google Sheet that has ChatGPT built into it. It has all of my prompts. I have 40 prompts in there, including my email prompts. I'm giving that away free to everyone, but
Woohoo.
also as a one-time, one-person special offer. I just do a 1-hour audit. I do hour audits with a bunch of people, um, I'm happy to do that audit to the winner as well.
All right. So you'll have an audit with somebody who's launched over 100 different products. He's awesome. I would call him a master seller. And that's hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. Tag 2 people. And you tag 2 people, get a second entry. Also, you're involved with Titan Network, and you bring your experience as a seller, as an entrepreneur there as well. Uh, can you tell us just a little bit about the network?
Yeah, so Titan Network is a network with for high 6-figure, 7-figure, and 8-figure sellers. We have a lot of trainings out of there. So we have 3-4 hour segments on product development. Well, actually, I have a 10-hour segment on product development, all the expert stuff on how to develop a good, smart, unique product based off of market demand and keywords. We have a launch sequence. We have a big TikTok course. We're pushing really hard on TikTok, and it's working really well for a lot of our members. And we have monthly master classes, and we have weekly huddles. And a huddle is we have people who are level specific. So we have the 6 figures, the $1 million sellers, and then the 7-figure sellers, the multi-million-dollar sellers. We have them segmented in different groups, and we meet every week to have kind of like a discussion. Half of them are discussing just open questions, like let's just talk about stuff that's happening, what's happening with you, let's help us together as a community. And the other half are like discussion specific. So like today we're just talking about launching. Today we're just talking about team building. Today we're just talking about stuff like that. And so it's a great network, and definitely something you need in these coming years where Amazon's getting a little bit tougher. You need that community around you to help.
All right. Very good. Okay. So hashtag Wheel of Kelsey, tag 2 people, you get a second entry. And now, Kels, let's go to a sponsor. This episode of Lunch with Norm is sponsored by FBA Philippines. Looking for a high quality virtual assistant for your business? With the rigorous screening, intensive Amazon and Walmart training, and ongoing professional development, get the peace of mind with skill and motivated virtual assistants for a long-term working relationship. Hire through VAA today. And now let's get back to the show. Right, we are back.
So we do have a special guest joining us. I think he's here in the office, in the studio now. So I'm just going to bring.
Norm, it's Norm. Good to see you.
Oh my gosh. How's it going, Norm?
It's so good. I love my long, luxurious beard, and so good. I wish I had some more hair on my head, though.
Yeah, me too. And he even got the glasses. So,
surprise!
Oh my gosh.
Andrew.
I couldn't tell. Oh, oh my gosh. This is what I had to put up with in San Diego.
I love it.
All right, sir. Let's get back. I think we were just wrapping up the product launch strategy.
Yes. And I'm going to get you guys a link for anybody who's interested in Titan. There is, I can put it right here in the chat, right? Does that work?
Yep, you can do that. And by the way, I don't get anything for recommending. They're a great group. I support their events. There's no affiliate. So if you're interested in checking out their event or checking out the Titan Network, just go ahead. I can tell you, I vetted them, and I've known Athena, Dan, for a long time. They're good people. The Titan Network's good people.
Love it. Yeah, it's great. I love it. There's about 1,000 people in the network, and it's lots of diversity and lots of big communities and lots of events and stuff like that. And we were happy to have you at the last at least the last San Diego event. So
yeah, it was great. Okay, cool. So if you do have questions, this segment we're going to be talking about influencers, and I think we've got influencers we're going to be covering after this. And let me just check my notes.
And then I'm going to put the last.
Yeah, creating that AI app. That's going to be interesting.
Yes, love it. Cool. I'm sharing my screen here. Can you guys see it?
No.
It says sharing. Okay. Well, so just to finish up the. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. So just to finish up the email sequence, like I said, we start with a teaser. Guess what? Something cool is coming out next week. Then we go with like, oh my God, it's here, a launch day. Then we do, okay, last, scarcity, like time bound marketing, last day of the sale. And then we go up, we only go up by like $1 or $2, so it's not like a giant bump up, but it is technically the cheapest you can ever buy is during those, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. That works really well. And then the last thing is we have a follow-up. And the follow-up is, this works really, really well. So, and also, by the way, we just use brand referral links. So just the standard brand. We don't use any weird Supreme, two-step, whatever, ASIN selected URLs or anything. It's just regular brand referral links. And so we get 10% commission on all these. And we also get to track our performance too. So you can see how many people add to cart and stuff like that. And that's how we can kind of, prove that the strategy works. So here's what we do. We know that about half of people purchase and half of people don't purchase. We don't know who is purchasing though. And so this last email, we only send it to people who clicked on clicked on our stuff, which is about 10% of our audience. Will have opened the email and then clicked on the link in one of the previous 2 or 3 emails that we sent them, right? And then we use like a provocative subject line. We'll say something like, your order's on its way, or your recent order details, or something like that, or like something that's a little bit very clickbaity because like, oh, recent order details. Well, half these people did not actually purchase. Half of them did, half of them did not, right? So that has an extremely high open rate. We've gotten in the high 80s open rate on these emails, right? And then when we send those emails, we'll open up with saying, hey, for those of you who did purchase, please leave a review. And we get a lot of proper, kosher, legit reviews because they're real customers leaving real reviews, and of course they're on our email list, so they like us, so they're very likely to give us really nice reviews. But this is not weird gated thing. It's not rebates, not whatever. And for those of you who didn't buy, here's a coupon code that expires tonight to get at that launch price. And this is it. We'll never have this ever again. We then get a bunch of reviews from this, a normal amount of reviews. Well, maybe if we sell 60 units, we'll maybe get 10 or 15 reviews out of this, right? You don't want too many reviews because Amazon will put like a red flag on you.
Yeah.
And then we'll sell another 1 or 2 dozen units this way. This sequence works very, very well. And I'm very happy to give you guys the entire sequence. Here's the link to get. I don't know if I guess Chelsea, I think you have to share. This is email sequence.
All right, that's fantastic.
There's the email sequence in our chat, Chelsea, if you can, or whoever can repost that in the comments. So that will give you that's my Google Sheet that has all of my prompts built into it.
Okay.
And yeah, that's it. So just to wrap up the email sequence, we do use brand referral links. Again, we don't use any weird 2-step URLs. We do not incentivize reviews. We definitely do PPC. Like, this is not to replace PPC. It's to augment. We budget about half as much PPC now than we did before. So it's saving us $5,000 in our PPC costs. So it's well worth it. And we're launching a product every single month. So this is real savings if you can get a real list that's really engaged. And then we don't use any weird discount codes outside of that last chance one. And then we like to have 20 to 50 sales on each blast. So if we think we're going to sell more than 50 units, we'll segment out the blasts. And it works really well. So yes, you can do this exactly yourself. You can take this entire list and just I have AI prompts built into the app that will do it all for you.
Oh, fantastic.
So that's it.
Wow. Thank you, sir. So there you go. Anybody who's been, and I find that a lot of people who've never done email, usually if I speak to them, it's because they're nervous. They've never been able to do it, or they don't know how. So this cheat sheet's going to allow you to get that figured out. So check it out, download it, and just play around with it. Now let's go into one of my favorite subjects. And if you put AI and influencers together, it's probably my favorite subject.
Love it. Yeah. So I love influencers. They're fun. They're often, sometimes they're hard to work with. That's the only thing. I wish there was like a button I could press that makes all the influencers easy to use, but unfortunately we don't have that. It's very much a relationship based transaction, right? Yep. So you really have to kind of like schmooze with them a little bit and interact with them and do small projects with them and stuff like that. And the best ones, a lot of them you can just pay a lot of money to. We have not found it to be very cost effective to pay, influencer $400 for a post. We've tried a bunch of that stuff and just doesn't quite work out. It just doesn't, I don't know. The economics don't seem to work out, right, on that kind of stuff. And so what we found does work really well. There's 2 things that we do. On TikTok right now, a lot of influencers are okay for free product for post, right? So we just say, hey, and we sell toys. So, hey, I see you have a cute little kid. And we're a brand that's super amazing. We support the community. We like doing kid stuff. And you have a great kid. Would you like a free toy? And half of people say yes, half of people say no. And then hey, I want to be paid, whatever, $400. And we'll say, well, we don't have that budget right now, but we're happy to do the first one for free, and then see where we go from there. And I just have a VA that goes through and does that. But and so it's very manual process. Of course, you just hire a VA, and there you go, VAA service. That's a good little prompt there. I don't. On my screen, it's right here. I don't know if
There
it is,
we go.
but here it's right here. Works great to have a VA help you with that. But what we found that works really well for using AI, how we integrate AI with this, our VA who does, interact with people and has full conversations with people and really interacts with them as like a real human to another real human. We found works really well is we go onto a video that is in our niche, right? So moms playing with kids and toys, right? That's kind of our avatar on TikTok,
Yep.
right? And copies the description of the video on TikTok, puts into AI and says, please give me 3 comments I can add to this video. And then she picks her favorite comment and then comments on the video. And we do that something like 10 times a day, 5 days a week kind of thing, right? So 40, 50, 60 comments a week. And that comment traffic works really well. One, we get a lot of people who see the comment and just kind of click on our profile and come and check us out. And we get a lot of we'll get this, we call it we call it repo view, but we call it like a repository view. So like where they when someone comes onto our profile, we'll see that they can like watch like 12 of our videos in a row. So we get this person's kind of come and watch 12 of our videos. And so they kind of get hooked on us and they'll subscribe to us and follow us and stuff like that. And of course, the influencer also sees us commenting and they'll comment back. And that allows us to kind of open that door to having a conversation with them. I don't know if I overexplained that. Does that make
that sounds great. I've never thought of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me get the prompt. I have it written here. But yeah, here's the prompt. Okay. So I'm putting in the chat and I'll also read it out to you guys. Write 5 comments under 180 characters. No one's trying to read a book, right? So 5 comments under 180 characters that I can add to this video in this niche. Here's the video description, and you just copy paste the video description into there, and this works very, very well.
Can you put that in the private chat as well?
Sure.
All right, great. Yeah, that's super. That's a different approach. Usually, we're doing it fairly manual.
And again, we want to like again, what you said in the intro, I thought was great. When is AI great and when do humans have to do it? We want to marry them together. We want to always be thinking 80% automated, 20% human. That's the perfect cocktail of perfection. The cocktail of success is 80% automated, 20% human. And so what we do is we have the AI writes these comments. We still want to have a human kind of think about it. Does this make sense? Is it relevant? Does it, is this a thing that makes sense? And so pick one of those 5 comments and post it. And this works very, very well.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. And anything else that you have to do, or should we move on to our last topic?
I can just kind of show you an example of what this looks like. If we want to, I know we have a lot of audio listeners, but so here's the prompt. We have this cute dog. The video is a dog of like a smiling golden retriever. And so we have the video, or the prompt is write 5 comments under 180 characters I can add to this video of a golden retriever smiling. So you give it context, right? This is the video context, a golden retriever smiling. And the video description is, quote, name something cuter than this golden smile. And what pops up is number 3 here is proof that happiness is contagious, exclamation point, smiley face, doggy face emojis. And that, nice. It's just a nice little, nothing crazy. It's not like writing an essay. It's just a cute little funny comment. And it's a really easy thing to have a VA who, you do need a VA who speaks English well, but they don't necessarily have to be like very, very extremely proficient in social media to do this. It's kind of taking a generally skilled VA with good English skills and knows your niche well, and then augmenting to make them a very good commenter.
You know, I like this because it's better than saying, "Oh, great photo, love it, emoji, emoji, emoji." You know, it's actually got some context to it.
Exactly. So yeah, that's it. And that strategy works very well. So we engage them with comments. We give them we call it comment hug. We give them a comment hug, and again, we get that traffic from random people kind of seeing the comments and playing, interacting with us, interacting with everyone in the comment section. And the influencer is like, "Oh, you're the one that like comments those cute little doggy things,
Yeah.
right?" So yeah, it works well.
Good. Great. Okay. The last but not least, and I think this is going to be very interesting for those of you who have not heard about the custom AI, creating your own AI app. Let's get into that.
Yes. Okay, so this is new. If you thought, hopefully I'm bringing some new stuff to you. So I know a lot of people talk about a lot of AI, so I'm like trying to bring new different things to you all, the audience here. This is something that came out, I don't know, October, November this last year. And it kind of got rolled out over Q4 slowly. I think most people have this now, though. You can now create your own AI app. You can publish it on their sort of app store.
Yeah.
And just like the iPhone, when the iPhone came out, what was that, 2008 or something, the iPhone store, Apple store came out. And it was just like revolutionary that now we have the smartphone and we can have third-party apps on the smartphone. We're now feeling that right now. We're right at the cusp of this app store thing happening. And guess what? You can create your own app. And guess what? You don't need a developer's degree. You don't need a coding degree. I actually have an engineering degree, but you don't need it. You don't need it because it prompts you. It helps. The AI walks you through how to build the app in plain human text language. The new coding language of 2023 and 2024. It's not Python. It's not C++. It's not Java. It's English. That's the hottest programming language right now. Regular people speaking regular English to the super smart AI bots. So I just wanted to encourage you guys to check that out. If you're on, you have to be on the paid version of ChatGPT, which is $20 a month. But I can show you a cool example of one.
Sure.
I created. And I'm gonna put it in the private chat. So I don't think it lets me put. Okay. Kelsey or somebody can help me get that link onto the group chat. But there's an app I made called Listify AI. Let's just pull it open right now, and we can kind of do. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Perfect. And we'll share a screen of Listify AI.
Okay.
And this is an Amazon listing assistant focusing on product benefits and keyword strategy. So what we're going to do is we're going to say what product we're selling, and then we're going to give it some keywords that we like. Right. So what's a good product?
Let's say a dog bed.
Let's say a pink dog bed.
Okay.
Let's call it Paris Hilton style. Okay. Okay. So I sell a pink dog bed. So I created this app. It took me about an hour to watch some YouTube videos, an hour to kind of play around building this thing, and then an hour of kind of critiquing it. So this is like an evening, right? And it walks you through here. So this is a few hours building this. We're now building apps like this that are application specific in our business everywhere. We're trying to do like a dozen of these apps. And so what we're seeing here is it's walking us through how to create a listing. It's going to write all of our copy for us. And so it's asking here for what are the key product features of this dog bed? What are the benefits? Who's the target audience? These are the most important things you need to ask before you start writing copy, right? So main features, main benefits, who is it for, right? Those are the three things. And then we have our keywords because, we have to satisfy the algorithm as well. And we have to make sure those keywords are in there. And so we have it broken down into top keywords. These are the top keywords that are going to be shoved into your title. And then we have high priority. These are kind of like I like to think of like 10 keywords that are really, really crucial to have in your listing. And then and then we have medium priority, or kind of the like another 40 keywords that might be useful to put in your listing if they work well, right? So I think kind of first, top keywords are the most important, and then high priority keywords, and then copy for humans, and then after that, if we can shove any medium priority in there. So let's say features and benefits are it's pink and cuddly. And then target audience are millennial dog moms. And what are top keywords?
Oh, let's say, well, dog bed is definitely, but memory foam dog bed, cooling gel dog bed, or rug. Wonder if you could say that. I'm sure you could.
So I'm just typing in all these different keywords, and then we'll say rug, easy storage, cute dogs. Okay, let's see if that's enough.
Yep.
I should have had that example ready to go instead of typing it live, but oh well. Okay, so what it's doing here, for those of you who are audio listeners, of course, it's writing out its stuff, and it's taking it's creating a title right now, and so it came up with luxury pink memory foam dog bed with cooling gel, perfect for cute dogs, easy storage, and comfort. Right, so those are our top keywords here of dog bed. Where are the top keywords? Dog bed, memory foam, and cooling gel. Those three keywords do appear. There's dog bed, cooling gel, and memory foam. So those three keywords, those three key phrases do appear in the title.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes on to write the bullet points. And the way I program, and we could read through all of them, but like what do you think, Norm? How do those bullet points look? Just kind of a quick glance.
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah. So how did I train this? I just went and picked 12 listings I thought were really good. So they were in different niches: sports and outdoors, toys, dog, cat, beauty, supplements, like every category, basically all the big categories on Amazon. I took my favorite listing on them, and I only picked listings that were doing over $50,000 a month. I figured, let's train on good listings, right? They're doing over 50,000. They're doing a pretty good job. And it said, hey, AI app, this is here's an example of like good listings. Write copy like this. Make sure it's keyword stuffed. And that's basically the gist of how I did this thing. Again, this took me a few hours to create, and this thing is so useful. It's cutting our copy time, our writing listing time down by 80%. And again, 80-20 here. We want 80% automation and 20% human. And this is an example where we'll start with this. Now, we'll probably change a few things kind of here and there. The title, I don't know if I want to start with luxury pink in the title here, but this is how we're doing our listings now. And this is how we're creating AI apps for all the different processes in our business.
Very cool. Now, when you said that you copied, 10 to 12 different ASINs, did you copy it over to a document or a PDF file and then have it read it that way? It's not going to read an Amazon listing, correct?
Correct. I literally, copy pasted into a text document.
Right.
It doesn't, ChatGPT can't scrape Amazon, because Amazon has like anti-scraping technology in it.
Right.
But you can just copy paste it over.
Yeah. Okay, that's fantastic. And again, to do something like this, and it doesn't have to be Amazon related, or it could be something completely different. But the thing is, these custom apps are available. And like you're saying, Andrew, is that this isn't the only one you're going to do. You're going to build these out for your for your company. So that's really cool. Kels, do we have any questions?
We have two questions right now. So the first one, I believe this is from Michael. Could you break down the process you use on IntelliV to choose and validate your products?
Me or Norm?
I think that one's for you.
Oh, I don't use IntelliV.
Yeah, I don't know where that came up. I think they're probably talking about Prolific. Is that what it's
Prolific.
called? Yeah.
Prolific. Yeah, so I use okay, let me see if I can pull open my example here. I use a Google form, which is free, and then I post it on Prolific, and oh boy, wish I had like another. Maybe you can bring me back on, Norm. I can show you how to do that stuff. But Google. So the short of it is, create a Google form with several pictures and copy and stuff like that. And just a normal form like, hey, given these 3 images, which one do you prefer? Or which one would you buy on Amazon? And then post that. And then there's just a way that you get the link back to Prolific.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a good answer or not, but that's how I do it.
All right.
It's harder than PickFu. It's if you're looking for a quick one, PickFu is like, it's amazing. Quick PickFu, and then if you're looking for a little bit more like more advanced, Prolific works great.
All right.
All right. And Rad does say, please bring back Andrew for another podcast. So maybe the next podcast we can do a deep dive on that. Okay. So this one you talked about a little bit already, but if there's anything else to add, this one's from Rad. What is the source of your email list? Is it acquired from Amazon, or do you get it from email list providers?
So I answered a little bit, but I don't use any email appends or any like weird, not kosher Amazon things. I do use an insert. I know there's some controversy around inserts, but we do use an insert. And we give a free guide in the insert. That works well. I don't do any weird scraping on Amazon or download some report that gets all the emails or something. So, but the short of it is, a third come from inserts, a third come from pop-ups on our website. Just email collection, basic email collection on our website, and then the third come from influencers sharing our content.
All right. I think we got one more that snuck in there.
Yeah, we have one more in here. This one's from Jet. How can we use AI in product research? Any tips or tricks?
I think we touched on that already at the very beginning, Jet.
Yeah. So the big thing, you want to ask for inspiration. So inspiration works really well. Tell it who's your audience, who's your avatar, and ask for unique ideas that sell well on Amazon. And it'll come up. You want a long list though. This is really ideation. So you want 12, 15, 20 ideas. And of those, find 3 that are good and say, expand on this and give me more in this niche, right? The name of the game with product development with AI is quantity over quality. Lots of ideas to get the juices flowing, lots of ideas, and then kind of hone in on something that you like. Also the same thing with if you use images, using images to kind of help you create either the product or the packaging works really well.
Okay.
Oh, I found a good survey. I have like an example survey for, I know we're at the end of the hour, so I'm trying to go quick. So here's an example of a Google form that I use to okay, this should work. Hopefully this works. So I have to that's a Google form. Chelsea, if you can post it in the group chat. So what this, or you know what? Why don't I just present it really quick, super quick. Okay. Can we see my screen here?
Yep.
So again, I'll describe to our audio listeners. So here's like a funny one I made if you're like selling tacos, because tacos is just kind of a funny example. So I had this brand that I just made a kind of a stupid name, Tacos R Us. And so we're asking for new product ideas. This is how we survey our audience. And so you can make it kind of fun. So there's a guy dancing and jumping and a little GIF of him screaming, whatever, just to make it fun. So we ask the name, demographics, like asking, this is for our email list, rather not so much for Prolific, but for our email list.
Yep.
You can get the same idea on Prolific. So we ask for some demographic data, some behavior data, and then this is how we do product sampling on our list. We'll ask people, given these 15 products, and I have just have pictures of different taco related products, or all kind of silly things. There's a margarita mixer, there's a tortilla warmer, there's like a tortilla side or tortilla shaped blanket. Of these 15, which ones do you like the most? Right? It's just a basic form, right? Would you have you used our weekly emails, whatever? Just a basic form, free, easy template. And you can kind of see what the responses will look like. Go to the so here's kind of an example of what the taco stuff looks like. So you can see here that people like our tortilla blanket the most, and also the margarita mixer and the tortilla warmer. So I don't know if that's a good answer without going into like a full 30-minute masterclass on that, but that's how we do it.
Okay. Very good. And like Kelsey was saying, we can always get you back, which we hope you'll come
Always
back.
happy to come back.
All right. We do have 2 questions that snuck in here. This one is from Steve. For the top keyword, do you do top and or do your long tail keywords as well?
Oh yeah. This is another how to pick good keywords. That's another 1-2 hour discussion. So our favorite keywords, the ones, kind of depends if we're in launch or if we're in what we call maintenance mode or profit mode, right? So we don't profit during launch. We rank during rank and reviews is what we do for launch. But if it's been 3 months, we go into we call profit mode. But for launch, we like to find 3 hyper relevant keywords. We like them to be we consider medium high search volume, so 1,000 searches to 10,000 searches. Those are generally keywords that you can dominate, and you can come in, you can become top 10, top 3 if you do a really good job, and you can get there pretty quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, you can get there top 10. If you focus hard, you put in your title, and you crank PPC hard, and you do the other 2 things I said, emails and influencers. So hyper relevant, meaning your main competitors are also ranking for that keyword. So we'll look at 10 to 20 competitors. They want at least half of them ranking on the first page for that keyword. So that's our relevancy. And then the search volume, we don't want to attack things that are low volume. I mean, if you're number 1 on something that does 50 searches, not 50,000, but 50 searches a month, who cares? You might get 1 sale if you're lucky from that, right? We want to do 1,000 to 10,000. That's our sweet spot. 3,000. That's kind of our like target the 3,000 keywords. Those are the search volume, monthly search volume. 3 of those, and then the other 15 that I talked about, 10 or 15, we same idea, but we're less search volume. So maybe 500 to 1,500 is kind of a good range. And if you want to target things over 20,000, which are really high volume keywords, it takes a while. Do not launch on those keywords unless you have deep pockets, tens of thousands of dollars for launching. That's how we do it, at least.
Yep. Okay.
Does that mesh well with you, Norm?
Yeah, absolutely. And 100% on those, I call them browsing keywords.
Yeah.
All right. And our last question from Cool Hand. When you use your app to rate listings, how has your success rate been?
Really good. Yeah, I mean, again, it's we still use manual review, right? Here's I didn't want to get into it, but you asked. Cool Hands 99. That's a funny name. We also A/B test our copy. So just like Prolific, just the thing I described, Prolific, we'll take our bullet points and we'll say, of these bullet points, which ones are your favorite? Which ones resonate with you the most? Which, we deal with our main images too.
Yep.
We'll create 20 main images, and then I'll create 20, and then I'll take 6 or 8 of those and then A/B test them as well. And so we're just A/B testing everything. And so we want to have the AI create a lot of stuff for us. We want to then go test it with real people, and then we launch it on Amazon. And then, of course, we're tweaking on Amazon as well.
All right. Very good. Okay. I think that's it. That's it for the questions. If anybody wants to get a hold of you or whatever your company, Titan, how do they get a hold of you?
Sure. Yeah. So Titan Network is the network that I coach and it's a mastermind that I coach inside of. It's fantastic. It's for, again, 6-figure, 7-figure, and multi-7-figure sellers. And if you want, you can email me at andrew@titanmembers.com. I'm putting it there in the chat. So andrew@titanmembers.com. And then if you want to just follow me on Instagram, half of my content are my cute babies, and half of my content is selling on Amazon. So little hacks. I do these little weekly 1-minute hacks or less than 1 minute hacks on like how to optimize this or change this or some news. And yep, there it is. You got it already. Yeah. So the Andrew Erickson, my first and then my first name and last name, Andrew Erickson.
Very good. Okay, so I think I have one more sponsor to read live this time. Let's see how my reading skills are. This is for Seller Basics. Let me get that. Here we go. Hey, Amazon sellers ever faced with account suspensions, ASIN hiccups, or IP headaches? Introducing Seller Basics, your Amazon account's guardian. With just $99 a month, Seller Basics offers a dedicated team to shield your business from these challenges. Plus, this membership offers free legal consultations from seasoned e-commerce attorneys. No long-term contracts, cancel with just a month's notice, and you can view Seller Basics as your Amazon account's health plan. Check it out at sellerbasics.com. Now, for the disclaimers, Seller Basics isn't an insurer or law firm. Consultations come from independent firms, results may vary, and membership needed before events leading to claims, and also terms apply. Okay, now let's get over to the Wheel of Kelsey.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
All right, here we go. Let's give this a spin. I'll shuffle them up first. And we do this every single podcast, so make sure you come back. If the winner can email me, k@lunchwithnorm.
It's drip.
It's drip. Okay,
Love it.
so just email me, k@lunchwithnorm.com, and we'll connect you with your prize. Congratulations, Drip, and thanks for entering it.
Okay, so Andrew, thanks a lot for coming on and also for giving all these really cool tips and the cheat sheets and everything else. It was fantastic having you on, and I gotta get you another link to book quickly.
Love it. Norm, I just want to say again, I said at the beginning, I appreciate you building this community, helping all the Amazon sellers. It's good to have a community around us and have smart, dedicated, nice guys like you around. So I just want to give you a big pat on the back and a big friendly beard pull too.
A beard pull. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, want more great information? Don't forget to subscribe by clicking here. Also, if you want to check out our latest podcast, click over here.
Lunch with